Let's
Mateusz
do it, man.
Gamrot versus Arman Tsarukyan. This
Say
this
say
was
Mateusz again. Mateusz or Matoush?
I think it's Mateusz.
Matoush. Okay,
Yeah,
Mateusz Gamrot. I like it. I'll go
yeah.
with that. Matoush.
Shout out, Brendan Fitzgerald was excellent in this fight. Some of the best commentary from a play-by-play guy I've heard in a long time in this one. Picking up on
Yeah,
reads and stuff. Woo. Um,
putting in the
but
work,
yeah,
man. Putting in the man
putting in the work,
hours.
putting in the man hours to get to yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah. This fight going into it, it was like, why are these guys both not inside the top 10? You know, and
Mhm.
clearly these guys are top 5. Like the fact that Connor and like Tony are ahead of both these guys in the rankings at this point is just kind of crazy to me, because clearly these guys are like at the next level in this division, not even in this division, but in the sport. They are so good.
As this fight was going, I want to say it was like the beginning of the third round or halfway through the third round. I thought to myself,
Mhm.
man, this isn't the last time we're gonna watch these guys fight each other.
Well,
And next time we
yeah,
watch them fight each other, it's probably gonna be like a title contender eliminator, or it's gonna
mhm,
be a title fight, or
yeah,
these guys are just so high level, man.
yeah. It's the same thing when Arman fought Islam Makhachev. It was like, okay, these guys are gonna fight again, and the belt's gonna be on the line. So I wonder how long it's gonna take. And this is kind of one of those things again. Like, dude, the grappling exchanges in the first 2 rounds were absolute insanity. Both of them shooting at the same time. Both of them hitting, or well, Gamrot really was hitting the Granby rolls, a rolling knee bar to get out of a takedown. Just incredible takedown defense from both of them, and just such cool grappling. And then on the feet, Armin, it would have been nice to see Armin kind of make some adjustments mid-fight, but uh, I think his game plan was, geez, damn, and look at that. What a cool
That's a
picture.
great picture, huh?
Yeah, Gamrot shooting for the takedowns. It looks like he's screaming through it.
I
But
love it.
he kept doing that, right? He'd go for the single leg, and he'd grab the ankle and just go straight over. I forgot what it's
Mhm.
called. It's there's a term for it, but he almost gets your ankle over his shoulder and just runs straight through you. And somehow, an elite level athlete has your ankle over their shoulder and sprints forward at you, and you're able to just hop back on one leg fast enough to cover the distance, and then end up defending the takedown. That was incredible to see. Like 3 or 4 times, Gamrot tried that takedown, and Armin was able to just hop out of the way, or hop out of the way.
So when you're saying you
But
would have liked to see so you can make the adjustment, would have been less leg kicks? Would have been less
not
kicks in
necessarily.
general?
It seemed like the game plan was defend his takedowns, especially that high leg, that high single
Mhm.
leg. And when I'm being proactive striking wise, it's leg kicks, body kicks. The body kick was there. If Gamrot was orthodox, the outside leg kick, and as soon as Gamrot would switch stance to southpaw, that same kick would come up a little bit higher and go straight to the body. And you can see in this picture, just barely under the ribs of Gamrot. I mean, it was purple from that body kick.
Mhm.
So that was it, right? At range, outside leg kick, or if he switches to southpaw, uh, right leg body kick. Yeah. And then as the reactionary, it's all lead hand. It was check hooks. It was pumping the jab. I mean,
Mm.
anytime Gamrot would explode in, it was jab, jab, check hook, and just all like 3 punches from the lead hand. And that was kind of it. It was forward kicks or reactive lead hand. And there really wasn't much. He kind of started getting into second gear a little bit later in the fight, but it seemed like that was pretty much the game plan that he stuck with the entire fight. Um, and that makes it a little bit easier for Gamrot to start figuring out what else can I do. You know,
Yeah.
he ditched that high single leg takedown, ended up getting a slick takedown, I think in the fifth, where he snuck around and got the back.
Mhm.
Um, Gamrot made more adjustments than Armin did in this fight for sure.
Yeah, and in the beginning it was very heavy kicks for
Hmm.
Saryukian. And then he started working his jab a little bit in the second round.
Hmm.
And the thing I noticed too is that Gamrot likes to parry
Yeah,
the jab a lot. So I would love to see Saryukian come in with like a jab and then a hook with the
hmm,
exact same left. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
to give him something else to think about.
He would do that when Gamrot would rush in, but not as a proactive thing. You know,
Yeah,
not to get a reaction. It was the reaction.
exactly. And like you said, he was just becoming a little bit predictable now. it seemed like in the third round, Tsarukyan started to gas out a little bit more,
A little
because in the
bit.
first couple rounds, whenever there was any grappling exchanges, you're like, oh shit, man, like
It's
both these
crazy.
guys are so high level. The scrambles, and they both have such a high sense of urgency around not staying down there. So
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
lot of energy that's being expelled at that moment
Mhm.
in trying to avoid staying down there, right? Um, but it seemed like in the fourth round, in the fifth round, Gamrot just had like an extra gear.
Yeah.
Whether it was pinning Tsarukyan up against the cage and making it a little bit dirtier, in the
Yep.
clinch, or with the actual takedowns themselves, where he was able to maintain top position a little bit longer.
Yeah, and not just that, Gamrot's ability to recover was incredible because he got cracked a couple times where it looks like, oh, this was the most significant shot, and then he's just right back there pressuring and didn't look wobbly ever. Didn't I mean he got dropped in the fourth,
Yeah.
uh, and just kind of popped right back up and was
How
fine.
did you score it?
Um, I know a lot of people are upset with the decision. I don't think it was really a robbery, but I did think it was pretty clear rounds 1, 2, and 4 for Arman. I gave
Okay, so
Gamrot
you would
3
have
and
given it
5.
to Tsarukyan.
I would, yeah, and there might be some bias there, but I thought the first 2 rounds were pretty clear for Arman.
I did too.
And then in the fourth, not only did he outstrike him, but he also dropped him. So how do you not give
And
him the
I
fourth?
know there was a lot of clinch work up against the fence. Like when I was talking about the clinch
Mhm.
work from Gamrot, that's the round that I'm thinking about in the fourth round.
Yeah,
Um, and we go back to that same question, like how much work was done in that clinch to
mhm.
win you the round. So at
Yeah,
that point, maybe he's outstruck a little bit by Tsarukyan. He gets dropped right in the
yeah,
fourth round. Um, does all that work and maybe like let's say octagon control
yeah.
outweigh
A
the
knockdown?
knockdown and the striking? It's a little
Yeah.
crazy, right?
Well, it goes back to last week. We talked about like what the fight, like how can the fighters know what they need to do to win in these days? Like we talked about it before. It's like, what if you went into a baseball game and you didn't and you crossed home plate and they're like, oh, we actually don't count that now. Now we count only doubles, like only
Yeah,
doubles and stolen bases count as points, not crossing home plate.
which would make
Like
it pretty interesting.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, that's kind of like what's happening though, because
Yeah.
I see a lot of people talking about how by these standards in this fight, Valentina should have lost her belt in her last fight. And
Mm.
I mean, maybe she kept getting taken down. She got swept a couple times, submission threats. Um, yeah, I don't know. I had Armin taking 1, 2, and 4, but it was an
It was
incredible fight.
close. It
It
was
was an
close.
incredible fight. And
Really good fight, high level fight.
the other thing too is goes back to just the 10-8s or 10-9s, 10-8s. Maybe we needed something more granular because there's a clear round versus one where it's razor thin. Like those shouldn't weigh the same on the
Yep.
scorecards, you know. But
I don't think we'll ever see that change.
no, we won't. I don't think so.
At least not in our lifetime.
It's too established now.
Yeah. Yeah, agree.
No one likes to
All right,
admit that
man.
they have something wrong. What do you do
Especially when
next?
you're the largest mixed martial arts organization in the world, right?
Yeah. What do you
I
do
mean, that's a
next?
great question. That's a great question because when we take a look at it here at 155, Saryukin was 11, Gamrot was 12. So, I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, I would just kind of switch those two.
You got to jump higher. These guys got to jump higher, man. They got to. These guys are better than, in my opinion, better than Dariush, better than RDA, better than Connor, better than Ferguson. I mean,
And I'm not going to argue with you on that one, but the fact of the matter is that, I mean, Tony Ferguson has a fight coming up, right?
yeah.
And more than likely he's going to lose. Hate to
Damn.
say that. But I think he'll drop off 9 here pretty soon. He already
Wait,
fell from 8
who's
to 9.
Ferguson fighting?
Hey, how about Conor McGregor jumps Tony Ferguson in the rankings?
Yeah, for no reason. But what?
It's
Who's Tony
hilarious.
fighting?
Who does he have going? Let's see here.
I don't think he's fighting anybody. He's still recovering from that knockout.
Oh
No,
man, no, I want to say that he had somebody booked. I can't remember who it is. Better look it
because
up.
because RDA's booked against Fazeev. Connor's doing a bunch of blow and not getting tested by USADA.
Oh no, you're right. You know what? I might have been thinking about the Chandler fight.
Hmm. Yeah.
Might have been thinking
Well,
about
you
the
were
Chandler
right in
fight, but
hindsight. He did lose that.
yeah. So he ended up losing. I mean, he just
But
doesn't have very much left in the tank, right?
well, it's just, I mean, it's crazy to me because I feel like Tsarukyan and Gamrot, I mean, they're top 5 guys. I mean, I don't think Fiziev, maybe. I would love to see that fight, honestly, Fiziev versus both these guys. But Tony, Connor, RDA, and Dariush, all of them, I think, skill wise, are below these guys. So if
Yeah,
I'm Gamrot, who do you call out? Justin Gaethje? You reach for the stars, dude. You shoot up. I mean, these guys have been held down by these inactive lightweights. It's crazy. All these guys who refuse to fight down, except for Dan Hooker, and now he's at 13.
That's probably why they refuse to fight down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's absolute killers,
Yeah.
between 15 and 10, and they're like, well, I don't want to fall that far down. I think
And
we have
we're talking,
Rydell that has a fight coming up too, right?
yeah, he's booked against
I think it's next week,
who
actually.
is it? Turner. Yeah, Jalen Turner.
Yeah.
A great fight. But I mean, all these guys, like, there's this group that is just blocking this next level of lightweight from rising up, and it's so infuriating to watch because we have guys talking about who should Connor fight next, maybe Nate. Who should Tony fight next, maybe Nate. And it's like, these guys are in the top 10. If we're talking about these being the next matchups, get them the fuck out of the rankings because none of those guys are top 15. I mean, Connor, you could argue can beat a lot of these guys. I know I'm a Connor hater, but he can knock out anybody. But the fact of the matter is, his last win at lightweight was Eddie Alvarez in 2016, right?
Damn.
Last time he won at lightweight, and he's ranked number 8.
Yeah, the other ones were at welterweight, I believe.
Yeah,
against lightweight.
Against lightweights, but also against Cowboy. So does it really count as a top 10 win? That keeps you at number 8. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's rough.
Lightweight's a shit show.
It really is, and that's unfortunate for Tsarukyan and Gamrot.
Yeah,
but maybe, dude, at least if I'm Gamrot, give me an RDA at least.
Well, he's fighting Fiziev soon in a couple weeks, so it's like if I'm Gamrot and they're talking about doing Makhachev,
winner Fiziev and RDA.
Yeah, maybe. But I'd like to see some of these guys that aren't active taking fights. They're talking about doing Makhachev versus Oliveira, which even though he was supposed to fight Dariush, and people are like, Dariush finally gets his shot, and it's like, yeah, but that's what happens. You have to be active. So maybe Gamrot versus Dariush, that'll get him into the top 5 with a win. Gaethje's got to fight down. I
just don't think Dariush is going to want to fight down.
No, but that's a big problem with the UFC. It's like, if you guys are turning down fights, then you drop the ranking no matter what. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yair Rodriguez.
Or pull him from the top 15 altogether.
Yeah, it's like, and that's what they did with Gillespie, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, if you're turning down fights actively, yeah, I mean, they're not going to do that to Connor, who's hasn't got a win at lightweight since 2016. It's been 6 years.
Crazy.
It's been 6 years and he's in the top 10. Not only that, but actively moving up in the rankings. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, he just jumped Ferguson, who's been active. It's awesome. Yeah. All right. Anything else on that fight?
No, I kind of turned into a rant, but very excited to see the rest of these guys' career, though. Both of them are so good.
Hey, everybody. Ramiro and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.